Hello and welcome. It is time once again to try to fix something, and today on the workbench we have a PS5 Blu-ray edition, the original CFI-1015A. So the original PS5, at least in North America, I suppose. And I think this is supposed to be dead. I have power on it, power plugged into it. Let's see if it makes a beep. It does make. This is not a no power. Somebody has lied. Oh, this is a power on and off. I don't remember if that's what the listing said or not now, but it could have been. I don't know. I go through so many of these. So this is a beep on and off. Okay. This is an on and off. This could be a lot of things. Could be a short. Could be some bad memory. Could be, I don't know, SSD controller. Let's see if it's been messed with. Let's get the covers off. And yes, it has been messed with. So, that's kind of crooked, whatever. As long as they don't lose half the screws out of them. I have some spare screws that I've bought, but not many. So, okay. Nothing to do but get further into it. Okay, I'm taking the screws out. And that screw does not belong in that hole. Those little sharp pointy ones go on the other side. There's two of them from the other side of the board. And that's worrisome. Alright, well, we have the covers off. We are down to the circuit board. And this thing has been hot. You can just see how yellowed it is here. Or browned, whatever you want to call it. It's discolored from heat. Not really seeing anything that's been worked on. But maybe we'll find something when we get on inside. Look at it on the under the microscope with a little better light. But yeah, other than it's been really hot, I don't see anything obvious. Alright, I pulled the board out. I'm going to say this processor has been running a little bit hot. Look at the heatsink also. All the liquid metal has just left it. We may have a dead APU. Let's get it inside. Alright, we are inside the workbench. Ready to take a closer look at this board. And I have noticed something already. Can you see it? Remember that screw that was in the wrong position? Well, the screw that I took out should have been in the other side, which means the screw that was supposed to be in this hole was probably in the other side instead. And that's what happens right there when you do that. Yeah. That's a mess. That's a big old mess. Let's take a closer look at this and see if we're totally shipwrecked here. Alright, we are looking under the microscope, and this is in the area of the USB cable, that ribbon cable that goes out to the front USB ports, the USB-C and the USB-A type ports. So I'm not sure if this is what's causing us not to have any power right now or to shut down like we are. It's definitely going to kill the front USB ports though. So of course this top layer is easy enough to fix. We've got some filters to put in there, but if it has pressed layers into each other underneath here, that could be a problem. And I'm not sure how deep this damage goes. I may have to grind it away and just try to see what's under there. Let's hope nothing major, no major traces were underneath this layer, because this is out on the outer edge of the board. There may not be anything under there that needs to be a path. I don't know. Until we remove it and look, I mean, I'm sure there's a ground layer under there that may be a power layer. I don't know. This board probably has 6 or 8 layers to it. Who knows? But yeah. So that's the only one I see. The only hole like that I've seen. But let's see if that's the only issue. Okay. So how bad can it be? I've been looking around the board, and I think things are not hopeless. Looking right here on this inductor, a 1/10 of an ohm. So we have a short right here. I think this was just cause somebody took it apart trying to fix it, put the screw back in the wrong place, and they killed our USB ports on the front. But okay, one thing at a time. We have a short, so I think that will get our power back, and then we can chase that. And I think I've seen a short here before, and I want to say these capacitors like to short. What about on this side? Such low resistance, it's hard to tell any difference. Just basically that coil is basically a piece of wire at DC. Nothing here. So the thing to do with this would be to inject voltage right here. I'm not sure what voltage. I'm sure I can inject a volt easily and not have a problem, because this is the 12-volt rail coming in right here, I believe. Yep, 12 volts get switched by these MOSFETs. I'm not sure what this is on the other side of that here. I should probably check that sometime on a working one. Be good to know. But I think I will just inject 1 volt. And I've looked at these caps under the microscope. None of them is being really obvious and having a nice crack in it or anything like that. Nothing that easy. Let's look at the other side of the board. Not a whole lot going on. There probably is still some other caps in here. Let's see. It's this rail up here. So like this capacitor is on that same rail, I think. There is an IC here that could be involved with it. But the most likely thing is is one of these ceramic capacitors. So let me get set up, and we'll inject a little voltage and see what gets warm there. That's as I showed, and I've nulled out my leads here. 0.13. That's pretty low. Well, I have soldered a wire to that coil, just a convenient location. And there's my ground lead. And I am ready to inject. I'm set for 1 volt at 2 amps. So let me switch to the thermal camera and let's see if we can see something getting warm. Alright, I think I found the short. It's not where I thought it would be. Let me turn this on. Look up here. That's around the coils for the APU. Yep. Right in there. Maybe a shorted capacitor there. Let me turn that on again. Oh. Now the current draw is going down. All right, well, where are we now? I think I have narrowed down our hotspot to somewhere in this area. I thought it was this IC, but it may be somewhere between these two ICs. Maybe a capacitor in between those two, because it was somewhere around this second MOSFET. But it didn't seem to be right on top of it, so I could be seeing it through this thermal putty, because this is thermal conductive. So let me try to remove some of this, and I think this is the general area. Let me remove some of that. All right, well, I have dug down, removing some of this blue thermal putty between these two MOSFETs. And let's zoom on in. I think I see something. Focus as we go. Try to keep everything in frame. Does that look like a crack in that ceramic capacitor? I believe it does. Yep. I'm betting that's our culprit right there. Okay. Well, let's get that out of there. Let me zoom back out some. Hard to keep things in focus when you're zoomed in that close. Let me zoom back in a little. All right. So I'm pretty sure if I put my meter in continuity mode and stop hitting my microphone. Continuity mode. What do we have right across that one? Yep. All right. Get the old hot air fired up here. Let me clean off some more of that stuff around there. A lot of thermal connectivity to that board. Let go. All right, they finally let go. Fine. I'm gonna hang on to that to the side and probably lose it on my workbench. All right. So now, if I go across those same two terminals. I touched the probes. Short's gone. Our short is gone. Okay, I don't know the value of that capacitor, but I can pull one from a donor. Let me see if I can find one. Donor board right here. This is a EDM10. Oh, these are both EDM10s. Okay. So, let me see if I can pull one from the exact same spot. Oh, wrong side of the board. Sorry. Something didn't look too familiar there. Oh, that one's been knocked loose before. I'll take that one. right, well, we've done quite a bit of work to this thing. I think we're about ready to test it out there. I did go back and straighten out this capacitor a little bit. Earlier when I was trying to put it on there, I didn't realize I had my smallest nozzle trying to put it on there, and it just wasn't enough heat. Couldn't get enough heat in there to get that capacitor to line up like I wanted to. But I went back and got it straightened up pretty good. And what else have we done? Let's see. We have repaired our hole. Where is that hole? Oh, it's back over there. I think we've got that in pretty good shape. If I can zoom in there. I'm not going to fill it in too much with any kind of solder mask until I see if it works or not. But the only thing left I know to do is we've got to clean this mess up. Yeah, that's not going to work even for testing. So I'm going to take a cotton swab with some alcohol and try to clean up this oxidation and see what I can do about that liquid metal. But once we do that, we're ready to test this thing. So let me work on this, and you can join me out there in the garage. All right, we are back out in the garage, and I'm getting ready to put this thing back together. I have cleaned up the liquid metal around the heat sink there. I did not add any. I just cleaned up what was there. Got rid of the oxidation, tarnish, whatever it was, built up on there. And I've cleaned up the APU die a good bit. So I think we're good there. I just need to, because I had to remove some of that thermal putty that was on the board. Let me get this board turned the right way. I'm thinking about trying to replace some of that down in there. I've got a little bit of thermal putty that I bought. Yet to use it though. This is hard to do with one hand. But yeah, to replace that down in there where I've done that work, I've got this stuff here. It's pink, different color, but maybe it'll work. You can get this stuff on AliExpress. I've never used it, but I don't think it can hurt anything to have a little extra thermal conduction in that area. Trying to get it on top of that chip right there. Yeah. Okay, and then we put the later on we put this heat sink, this heat cover shield on there. It should squish it, and maybe it'll help some. I don't know. All right, let me use both my hands, and we'll get this back together and we'll test it out. All right, I think we are ready to test. That fan's going to need a bit of a cleaning, but not now. We are connected. Power and HDMI is connected. Monitor's on. She used to just flash and cut off. What does she do now? She stays on. We flash the blue light. The fan spins. Monitor does not lock yet. I think it's going to. Ah, there it goes. There it goes. All right. But does the HDMI ports work on the front? You know, we had damage in this area. It's on the other side of the board where that hole was. Does that work? Okay, let's find out. We're rebooting again. After the storage repair, I guess it likes to reboot again. Let me go ahead and plug up here. Let me see. And we're coming up. I want to see if we get a charge light. Nope, no charge light. No, we're not connecting. So close. We could have a problem with this ribbon cable. This gets damaged kind of easily, seems like, but yeah, we're not connecting. Let me get, this cable. No, I can't really do that. I'm wondering if this port's working. Let me get another cable and see if we can check that. All right, I have a PS4 controller plugged in, and it does work. Okay, so we just got to work on the USB-C, but that is working. All right. Well, she works. She powers on. That's much better than we were. So let me see what's going on with this USB-C. Well, I think I have that cable seated well down in there now, so we're ready to give this a try. I've got my inline voltmeter, ammeter in line. Let's just see if it does anything any different. I don't see anything yet. I've never tried this inline. It may cause a problem. I'm not sure. All right, she's on. Nothing. All right, let's just bypass this and see if it acts any different. Never tried it. Nope, no charging light. It's not going to be that simple. All right, well, I think I finally fixed it. As you can see, we have some USB-C power. Let's see if she will connect. It will not connect. I swapped out this cable and the board down here. And that seemed to have restored the power. I don't think I've got data. Well, darn. No, we're missing data. So close. Alright, never mind. It's working. I had to bypass my meter. Apparently it wasn't passing the data. Because now we are connected. Excellent. Finally. So, yeah, cable was bad. I changed out the cable and the board down there. I think it's the cable, though. I think it's just gotten flexed one time too many. Lots of broken connections. Well, anyway, I hope that was interesting or educational or something to you. If you like that one, please give me a thumbs up, and I will see you in the very next repair. So long for now.